Here are the 3 marketing mistakes that you're probably making that are costing you thousands, and I'm going to show you how to fix them. Now, if you're a business owner, you probably want your marketing to work for you, but marketing isn't easy. So I'm going to show you the 3 mistakes that you're making, give you some case studies and some actionable tips to make your marketing make you money today. Here's your first problem. You don't know your audience. Now, you know it and I know it. Let's just be honest about it. Not everybody is your customer. Some people are going to buy from you and some people never will. Take for instance, in 2010, the deodorant brand Old Spice realized that if they were going to see any kind of growth, they had to change up everything they were doing. They had to target a specific market and speak to them in a way that really resonated. And so they changed their demographics to males between 18 and 35.
Hello ladies, how are you? Fantastic. Does your man look like me? No. Can he smell like me? Yes. Should he use?
They changed their brand tone to be light, humorous, and overtly masculine because that's how young men spoke to each other. And then they put their first ad on YouTube. Why? Because that's where young men were spending most of their time. And so they shot up completely with growth and they've never looked back since. Now, did this alienate their already established older audience? Did this polarize a potential female audience? Of course it did. But those people weren't buying from them anyway, and so they didn't matter. You have to identify your target market, then find out what they want, where they are, and how they want to be spoken to. Ask yourself these 4 questions. Who's buying from you right now? Who would you like to buy from you? Once you figure that out, now you have your target demographic. Cater to these people. Then ask yourself who isn't buying from you and who never will. Ignore these people completely. They're never going to be in your target range, and so you shouldn't try to please everyone because you're just going to drown yourself trying. From then on, you figured out who your market is, how they want to be spoken to, and where you can find them. Problem number 2, you don't have a brand. Now I know what you're thinking. You have a logo, you have brand colors, of course you have a brand, but that's not really what a brand is, or at least it's not just what a brand is. A brand is who you are, how you communicate. It's what makes you special and how you communicate that to your customers. Take, for example, Tropicana. By now, you've probably seen the disastrous Tropicana redesign. But on the surface, it wasn't that bad. The new design was modern, sleek, and simple. All the essential information was still there. So what went wrong? Well, customers didn't recognize it. And I don't mean that figuratively. I mean people literally didn't recognize the packaging on the shelves. And though, they didn't buy them. And this little redesign cost Tropicana an estimated $30 million. Still not clear? Well, let's look at Gap. Gap also went through a little brand redesign and changed their logo to something more modern and futuristic. Now, that would be fine if you're a tech company, because tech companies by nature are naturally forward-thinking and innovative. But for the family clothes store that's been around for over a decade, people don't want innovative and changing. They want the thing that made Gap special, timelessness, getting the basics right and being there consistently. So when a brand changes its brand design, it's also changing how it communicates to its customers. Now, if you don't know who you are or what your unique selling points are, then you don't have a brand. Figure out what makes you special, what sets you apart, and how you'd like to be talked about in rooms that you're not in. This is your brand. Once you figure that out, everything else becomes easy. Women belong in the kitchen. It's a statement I can say in a YouTube video because people are willing to wait for me to give that statement more context. However, this is something that Burger King didn't consider when they sent that exact tweet out in 2021, on International Women's Day no less. Now, the context of that statement was actually that Burger King was promoting their scholarship for female chefs, a great initiative to be sure. But the problem is that Twitter isn't a place where people are going to give the same privilege they do on YouTube, on LinkedIn, where they're willing to consume longer formats. So when people saw this tweet, they immediately reacted. It's not a fault of the audience, it's a byproduct of the platform itself. You have to understand the language of the platforms you're using in order to make a deeper connection with the people that you're trying to reach. For instance, the YouTube comment isn't going to resonate the same way a tweet might. So you have to understand the language that you're speaking in order to connect with the people you're trying to get to. And though, make sure that you analyze your data and make data-driven decisions on the content that you're putting out. If you're not analyzing the platforms, then you're not going to know what's working well, and you're basically flying blind. In the world of marketing, what's good for the goose isn't always good for the gander. So things that might be good on billboards might not resonate the same way on a Facebook post. The same could go for Twitter, LinkedIn, and YouTube. You have to understand the platform and therefore get the best out of your marketing. So how do we manage this? First of all, figure out what's working and double down on it. Figure out what's not working and discard it completely. Optimize all your content for the platform itself. This way, you're going to get the most out of your marketing and you're going to reach the target audience that you want to reach and speak to them in a way that they can resonate with. This is the key to making sure that your message reaches the people that you want it to reach the best way possible. And so, if you want to really optimize your marketing, you have to make sure that A, you know your audience, you know yourself, and you know the platform you're using. Use data-driven decisions to make the best choices in the best possible ways. Remember, marketing isn't about casting the widest net into an ocean. It's about casting the right net into the right pool of people. Therefore, you're going to increase conversions and make sure that you're making money out of your investments. So, if you want to find out more about marketing, follow the Bnop Media marketing page where we're going to be giving you more tips and tricks on how to elevate your marketing efforts to make you money. Till then, I'll see you in the next video.
Yeah.